Hi guys, I'm coming from a different setting today and I'm in my kitchen because I promised you a baking video, so I'm going to make a baking video. It's going to be my lemon drizzle cake, which I make quite often. It's going to have a nice crunchy top as well, because usually you have the lemon drizzle cake and it's all sunk through and it's just very sweet at the top, but it doesn't usually have a crunchy top, but I quite like a crunch. So yeah, that's what I'm going to make today and I'm going to show you how. Hello, I'm just going to quickly show you what you need to make the lemon drizzle cake. So first of all, just here I've got a 25cm by 25cm tin, which is already greased, and then I always put greaseproof paper on the bottom because that's always the place where it sticks. So it's a 10" by 10", just in case you wanted the inches instead. So that's the first thing. Then I've also here, I've got 250 grams of unsalted butter, 250 grams of self-raising flour, 250 grams of caster sugar. This is all for the cake, by the way. I'm going to do the drizzle afterwards. This is 4 eggs, the lest of seven, the zest of 4 lemons. I've just got a dash of milk here. It's not really that full. It's probably got about 3 tablespoons worth, but I just put it in this because it looks pretty. And sometimes I need all 3 tablespoons, sometimes you only need 1, it depends sometimes. And then here I've got my 4 lemons, but this will be used for the drizzle later. So yeah, this is it. Got my big bowl. Let's get started, shall we? Actually, we need a spatula too, and an electric hand whisk, which looks like this. Or a mixer if you're really fancy, but I don't have one, so I'm gonna use one of these. But I think most people probably have one of these instead of a fancy big mixing machine. Maybe later in life I'll have one, but right now it's a hand mixer, so we'll go with that. And also get yourself a tablespoon because you might need that occasionally. I do sometimes. I just get it out just in case. Okay, so we're going to start. Sorry this is a bit of a weird angle. I'm on my own, so it's quite hard to film a baking video, but this is the best angle I could think of, so there you go. That's what you've got today, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so first off, I'm just going to preheat the oven. Now we've got 2 ovens. One of them is more for cooking, the other one's more for baking. It's not quite as fierce. So I'm going to put that on 180, and I'm just going to leave it to heat up. And by the time I've made the cake, it would have been preheated enough. So I'm going to start with the flour, 250 grams. And then I'm going to put the sugar in. And I'm just going to quickly combine these together, just so then you've not got 2 separate things, they're just combined. Now I'm going to add in my lemon zest. Now onto the butter. I'm going to put this in the microwave for about 30 seconds just to soften it slightly. If you get your butter out way before, like even the night before, just basically don't leave it in the fridge overnight like I did, or put it on a windowsill or something like that. It will heat it up better, and it'll be a lot softer, so it'll be easy to work with. But alternatively, you can always chop it up if you've forgotten, like this, into little bits. And you can just pop it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. That's what I'm going to do. While I'm waiting for that to warm up in the microwave, I'm going to get a fork and whisk my eggs together, because I realised I'd just cracked them in and not done that. So I'll whisk them together now. A lot of people... Oh! There's my butter. Okay, my butter has kind of melted. So bit liquidy, but I quite like working with it when it's like this, when it's more like a liquid, because it seems to take the flour and the sugar a lot better. And combine it first with my spatula. I'll start whisking and stuff when I've got all the ingredients together first. I don't need to do it yet, so I'm just going to combine it. I'm going to add my 4 eggs in now. Just pour them in. Okay, now I'm just going to combine the eggs in, and once I've combined it for a little bit, that's when I'll get the whisk and just combine it all together. I have a feeling I might not actually need my milk. I might do, might not. Sometimes I quite like it because I think it just gets a bit, I don't know, it just seems to give it a little bit more moisture. I don't want to say the word, I'm going to try not to say the word. Okay, so I'm just going to wipe the stuff off my spatula onto these, because then you're not wasting anything. Okay, going to mix it up now. I'm probably going to cut this bit out because That doesn't sound very nice, does it? Let's be honest. Okay, so I've mixed it up just a little bit. I'm just going to show you what it looks like. It basically looks more like a cake mixture now, and I always find that it will look a lot lighter when you know you've got enough air into it. So that's how I tell if I've got enough air into it or not, is when it's ever so slightly lighter than it started off. So on the sides you might see it's still a bit dark, but the rest of the mixture will be lighter, and that's how you can tell when you've got enough air into it. I'm just going to put actually a dash of milk in. I find when I do it this way I get really good results, and if I do it other ways it doesn't quite turn out the same. I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just a dodgy baker. So your mixture should look something like this. Don't know if you can really see what it looks like, but it just basically looks like a cake mixture. So basically what I mean is just doing this. So you're scraping the bottom and you're getting all of the sides, because sometimes you will have like bits of flour still stuck to the bottom from when you first put it into the bowl. I don't know why that happens, but sometimes the hand mixers don't quite get everything, so that's why I do it. So how is everyone? Is everyone good? Good, I hope you said good to that. If not, I hope this has maybe, you know, cheered you up. My plans today are to bake, and then I'm going to take my baked goods to the theatre, because I've got my first show today of Philadelphia Story, which is exciting. I'm actually vlogging the week as well, so I'm going to have little clips, and next week's video will be a vlog of my experience, because I just thought it'd be quite a fun thing to do, and also I thought it'd be quite a nice memory thing for me. It may have some of the cast members in it. It depends if they are happy for me to film them or not, so we shall see. But hopefully it should be fun. We've got a few plans as well during the week, like we'll have a matinee on Saturday, and then we have an evening performance on Saturday as well, so in between we like go out for a meal and stuff, so I might introduce you to some of them then if they want to be on camera. I'm not going to shove a camera in their faces just in case, because they might not want it. But yeah, so I'm really excited. I love the weeks like this. I always, every single Monday for the first show, I always bake something. And then on Friday, I'm gonna be baking. I'm not gonna do a baking video, but I'll like film a few clips. I'm gonna make a three sponge carrot cake and make it into like a wedding cake. So Philadelphia Story is about these reporters that go to this wedding and stuff like that, this girl called Tracy Lord, who's quite high up in society, and she's going to be marrying this guy called George Kitteridge, and basically it's all around the wedding. I'm not going to say any more because I don't want to ruin it, just in case you might watch it or something like that. So basically it's just a really fun play, and because they're getting married I thought it'd be a fun thing to make like a wedding cake kind of thing. So I'm gonna get a groom and a bride cake topper and everything, and like put congratulations Tracy and George and stuff like that, because I just thought it'd be quite fun, because I always like to bake something and take it in on the Saturday, because in between shows we usually go out for a meal and then come back and have cake or something. But I always make a cake because I'm nice like that. I like to give people cake. Right, I think this is ready now, so I'm going to move my hand whisk out of the way, and I'm going to put it into the tin. Should have done a plastic bowl. This is heavy. Oh, testing my strength. I don't have much. Okay, so I'm just going to spread it out in the tin. It does look very flat right now, but it will rise hopefully if I've done this right. Just jiggle it around to make it a bit even. But because I've used self-raising flour, it should rise quite a bit. I'm not aiming to make a cake as high as the tin. I'm not aiming to make a cake like the size of my hand. But it's just basically making it into nice little bite-sized pieces that people can enjoy. Now I used to have this really pretty one from Asda, which was like a long thing like this. I'll just show you close up. It was like a long one of these, and at the top it wasn't like an olive, because this is the ones that my mum and dad use for olives. Yes, I have washed it. No, it hasn't got olive juice on it, because that would be gross. But at the top it said like love to bake, and it was really cute, and it was quite long, so it was really handy for like bigger cakes. But I don't know, someone's taken it, haven't they? It's lost somewhere in the abyss of the Peel house. Okay, I've put the timer on for 15 minutes, and I'll check back with you then. We'll see what it looks like. Hopefully, you know, this will turn out all right. But I said, I think in my first ever video, that if I do bake something, it turns out terribly, I'm still going to show it, because we're not all Mary Berries, like I said, and you know, life happens. Sometimes we don't always get things perfect. Thought I'd just show you around my kitchen. You know, why not? Just show you around. I put up my star here, which my mum got me. It was in my previous video. Just thought it'd be nice to light the background. We've got a joy, which is from Christmas. We've got a nice basil plant, which my dad put there because he thought it'd look nice. Actually got Philadelphia Story DVD. Just because we've been watching it, and for some reason it's not living in the living room or anything like that. It's living in the kitchen. Because that's a normal place to keep DVDs, isn't it? See, I feel like when I do baking videos, if I do them like later on, I start doing them when I'm in Southend, it's not going to be the same, because I'm not going to have this like magic oven that always makes everything like really turn out really well. I was going to show you Marty this time, but he's decided to run off. Basically my kitchen. And I feel a bit dizzy. Hello again. While the cake's in the oven, I thought it'd be a good time to do the drizzle. So I've got, to make it crunchy, I've got 100 grams of granulated sugar, because then it doesn't dissolve as easily and it doesn't sink into the cake quite as much. And then I've got 4 lemons without their zest. We used to have a lemon juicer, but it was glass and I think it broke. So basically what I do is I get a bowl, I attach my little sieve, get a little like mini sieve thing, and put it on the edge, and then I basically squeeze the lemons through that, so then we don't have loads of bits. I've just got a chopping board out and a knife just to chop the lemons into halves, because you could try and squeeze a lemon while it's not cut, but I have a feeling you won't have quite the same effect if you do that. Now before, if you don't have a square sized like tin, because I bought one because I make this cake quite a lot, but I used to use like 2, when you usually make like any kind of cake where you've got 2 different ones and something in the middle, like circle ones, just use them. It doesn't matter, you can always chop them into squares or chop them at how you want. It still works, you've just got a slightly curved edge sometimes, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I've just squeezed the lemon juice into this, and I'm just going to add in my sugar, and I'm just going to mix it up. It's just come out the oven, so I'm just going to do the quick test. It's all clean, so yes, definitely ready. I'm just going to do this now, go around with either a fork or one of these things if you've got one, and just go around it like this and poking holes in, because in about 10 minutes, so you're going to let it cool a little bit, but you don't want to let it go completely cold, or else it won't soak up the drizzle as well. It's been 10 minutes. Just been singing along to I've been singing along to Ariana Grande. Couldn't get a blooming name out then. Dangerous Woman. I'm honestly obsessed. Okay, so I'm just going to mix it up again, because obviously the sugar is sunk to the bottom a bit because of the lemon juice. Here we go. It doesn't usually take that long to cool. It's already been cooling for about 10 minutes. So we'll probably give it maybe another 10. Sometimes it's a good idea as well when you're doing the drizzle to sometimes put your tin on a plate, because then sometimes the drizzle can sink through. Okay, so it's all cooled now, and I've just popped it on this little chopping board so I can chop it up into nice little squares. So I'm just going to start by cutting it in the middle first. It smells really good, by the way. So I think it's gone quite well. Now you can do whatever size pieces you want. I'm going to do like rectangles, just so I can get a little bit more out of it, just so I can share it out a bit better. I'm just going to pop them in my tin now. Tin star. Right, Baba. Here they are. They're the finished lemon drizzle cake. Hope you enjoyed the video on how to make these lovely lemon drizzle bites, and let me know if you make them, and send me photos on Twitter and Instagram if you do. My Instagram and Twitter links are below. It's just Phoebe Eve 3, and yeah, just let me know if you make them, and I can't wait to see your creations. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next week for a little vlog all of my theatre experience. Thanks guys, bye! Oh, sugar muffins. Pouring the juice on, pouring the juice on, la 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 la. Pouring it on. Pouring it on. What? What? You can't eat cake. Lemons.